Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna be going through some maybe all of the book box subscription box books that I need to get to. I got this idea from Chloe over at Persistent Bookworm because she recently did this as well, and I'm just gonna go through them. I think I'm gonna like split it into the actual book boxes and just go for it because we've got a lot. I'm not gonna really talk too much about each book, but because there's a lot here, that's how far behind I am on book box subscription books. But yeah, let's get stuck in. So for Litjoy, I thought I only had one, but I actually have three. So first up is the most recent one. This was in their May 2021 box, and that's The Shadow in the Glass by J.J.A. Harwood. This is a dark Cinderella retelling. I also have the e-arc for this, and I am actually looking to get this on my TBR fairly soon because I am actually really hyped for this. So yeah, and this is got gorgeous like green edges and I'm obsessed with it. Then we have The Love Curse of Melody Mcintyre by Robin Talley. This was in their December 2020 box, and this is a queer YA contemporary, and it's to do with like theatre productions, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited for this. It sounds really good, and I do have to be in the mood for YA contemporary, so that's why I haven't picked it up yet, but I'm hoping to get to it fairly soon, but we will see. Next up we have Fairy Loot. This isn't surprisingly my biggest pile, but first up we have Bone Cries Moon by Catherine Purdy. I really need to hurry up and get to this because I actually went and bought the Fairy Loot edition of the sequel to this, Bone Cries Dawn, so I have both of them and I do really need to get to it because this was the March 2020 box, I believe. Someone please hold me accountable. This video is to hold me accountable for this because I need to read books like this. And it sounds good and I feel like I will like it. Another one I've bought the Fairy Loot edition of the sequel to is Fable by Adrian Young. I literally got the sequel this month, which is Namesake, but this edition is absolutely stunning. And I definitely feel like this is going to be something I'm going to love because like it's a sea setting and I love a sea setting. So this one is probably one of the higher up ones on this list. But we'll see. Hopefully I can get to this soon because I am actually really hoping I'll love this one. And then I have the sequel as well. Next up we have a River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy. This one is, I think this was like very early last year, but this sounds incredible and this cover is stunning. One thing I will say, I'm absolutely gutted because they changed the covers and you can't get the second book to match this cover. The new covers are also stunning, but this is just beautiful and I am sad I won't be able to get a matching set unless I just buy the new covers instead. But I'm not going to do that until I have read this. I haven't really heard many people talking about this, but this I am going to make a point of getting to the top of my like TBR from this video because I really want to read this and see why no one's talking about it. Next up we have This Golden Flame by Emily Victoria. This is the Fairy Loot edition that I decided to keep. No, that's a lie. This is the Litjoy one. I decided to keep the Litjoy one. So this book was actually in both Fairy Loot and Litjoy the same month last year. And I liked both, but I preferred the Litjoy. So this is actually the Litjoy one. I didn't keep the Fairy Loot one, so we're going to pretend this was in the Litjoy section. This video is a chaotic mess, clearly. Next we have one of the oldest ones on this TBR, I think, and that's Star Daughter by Shvita Thakura. I have heard very mixed reviews about this and I think this is why I've been putting this off. This is a stunning edition and I have actually put this on my These Books Will Self-Destruct that I posted back in, I think it was March, April time. I have not yet got to this obviously because it's on this video, but I'm hoping to get to it before it self-destructs, because I want to make the decision for myself whether I like it or not. So there's this. Then we have The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. This I am specifically not reading yet because I want to save this for the month-long edition of Polathon that Jade at JD Ray Reads hosts in February. This looks perfect for Polar Fantasy, and I 100% think I'll be able to fit it in one of the prompts when they're announced. So I'm specifically not reading this, but it's still on my TBR, so it still counts in this video. But I don't feel so bad about not reading this because I know I am saving it. And then the final Fairy Loot one is actually one of my most anticipated books of this year. So this is very high on my TBR, but I have unfortunately not been able to fit it on a prompt for one of my readathons yet. So hopefully October or November. But that is Witches Steeped in Gold by Shannon Smart, or Shannon Smart. I think it's Shannon, I'm not 100% sure. But this edition is absolutely stunning, and I'm obsessed with it, and the book itself sounds incredible, so I am very excited to get to this. Next up, I'm going to go through my Tales by Mal one. I've actually unsubscribed to Tales by Mal now because as much as the books do sound good, I wasn't reading any of them. And in all the months I was getting Tales by Mal, I think I only read 2 books from it. And considering we get 2 books every other month, it just wasn't logical for me to keep getting it, which is a shame because the books sound amazing, but they're just piling up. So first up, we have Darwin's Dragons by Lindsay Galvin. This one I am looking forward to, I think, more than some of the others, because I have previously read a book by this author, which was The Secret Deep, and I really enjoyed it. So, and this is dragons, so hopefully I can get to this one soon and really enjoy this one as well. Then we have Sky Pirates by Alex English. I don't really know much about this, and I've not really heard anyone talk about it, but the cover is stunning, and from the blurb it does sound really good. So again, hopefully I'll get to it soon. Then we have Midnight Guardians by Ross Montgomery. I haven't really heard many people talk about this, but I have seen Gavin at How to Train Your Gavin really enjoyed this, so I'm hoping to get this on my November TBR, because Gavin does host Believeathon in November, so hopefully a lot of these middle grade ones I can try and get on my TBR. Next we have The Nightsilver Promise by Annalise Avery. This one was actually one that I was going to buy anyway, so this one is more of an anticipated one because I had heard about it and liked the sound of it, and then got it in this box, and the cover is so cool, and I'm 100% going to do my best to get this on my November TBR because this is one I really want to read. Then we have The Creature Keeper by Damaris Young. I've only seen Jade at JD Ray Reads talk about this one, and from what I remember, she did enjoy it. So this is one I think I'll like, and the margins are huge in this, so it's not actually as big as it looks, and even that it's not that big. So hopefully I can fit this one in soon as well, because this one looks cute. I really love the cover. There's a lot going on and I think it's cool. Next up is one of the more recent ones, and that is Children of the Quicksands by Ifua Traore. And this one, not only is the cover stunning, but this actually sounds so good. And I did because it's a Chicken House book, it has this book in 3 words, Magic Family Adventure, and it's got the try it, and it tells you a page you can read to get a feel for the book. And I read that page when I got this in the specific Tales by Mailbox, and it sounds really good. So again, I'm hoping to get this on my November TBR because it does sound incredible. Next up, we have Hope Jones Saves the World by Josh Lacey. This is the back says, "Hi, my name is Hope Jones. I'm giving up plastic to save our oceans." This is such a tiny book, and it's multimedia by the looks of things. I've just noticed there's like emails and stuff, so this should be a really quick read, so hopefully I can fit this in soon. I'm on a bit of a kick after this past weekend where it was the Polathon meltdown, and the first book I read was about climate change, I want to read this soon. Then we have The Weather Weaver by Tamzin Mori. This one sounds incredible, and actually I have seen a few people who have recently read this and really enjoyed it, so it's made me want to pick it up sooner. And look at the cover, and it sounds amazing, like the blurb sounds amazing, so I hope I love this. And then the final Tales by Mail book is The Marvellous Land of Snurgs by Veronica Costantelli. This book is the story that inspired The Hobbit, and I'm very intrigued by this because I did like The Hobbit. I liked The Hobbit more than I liked the first two Lord of the Rings books. So I'm intrigued to see what inspired that, and the writing is really big in this, so this shouldn't be a long book. It's 300 pages, but really it's definitely going to feel like less than that because of the size of the writing and the margins and everything, and it's a really pretty cover. So, but this is one of the older ones I have, and I still haven't got to it yet, which is a shame. And then finally, we're going to move on to the Illuma Crate ones. So the two most recent ones are She Who Become the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan, which is very high on my TBR. This is an anticipated read for me. It sounds incredible, and this edition is absolutely to die for. I am obsessed. This is sort of like a Mulan, and I saw someone saying it's a bit of a cross between Mulan and Song of Achilles type retellings. I've not read Song of Achilles, but obviously I love Mulan. This is also sapphic. There's apparently a lot of like the political side of this, which I'm excited for, so there's that. And then the other more recent one is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid. This is Hungarian history and Jewish mythology, which makes me more excited for it. Like, I hadn't really heard much about it, and then I got this edition in Illuma Crate in June, and I read the blurb and I read that part in particular, and I was like, okay, I've changed my mind. I do really want to read this, and yeah, I'm hoping to get to it fairly soon. But again, I say that about all these books, and let's be real, I can't read all these books all now, unfortunately. I really wish I had something like Bernard's Watch, which I'm showing my age there because that was one of my favourite shows when I was a kid. If you know what I'm talking about, please make me not feel so old in the comments. Next up is probably my oldest Illuma Crate unread book, and that's Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I think it's partly the size of this and partly the mixed reviews of this. I have seen people that absolutely love this book, and I've seen a lot of people DNF it and either DNF it or give it a very low rating. And I actually do have an e-arc of this, and I feel really bad that I haven't yet read it and reviewed it, but I am very intimidated by it. So you never know, if I get a prompt on a readathon at any point where it's like an intimidating book, I can read this, but we'll see. Then we have A Dark and Hollow Star by Ashley Shuttleworth. This I was really excited about, and then I saw some not great reviews and it sort of put me off wanting to read it straight away, but I do still want to read it. I think it's like nothing is more dangerous than a fairy tale, and it does sound incredible, so I do still want to read it, but I've just been putting it off, and I need to stop doing that. I need to stop putting off books based on what other people think. Next up's another oldie. I think this was the December 2020 book, and that is The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. I haven't really heard many people talk about this, which is, I don't know, maybe that's why I haven't read it yet, but it's got These Sorority Girls Are Real Witches, which I love that. So, you know, I do want to get to this. Whether I get to it soon or not is another matter, but it's a stunning edition, and I don't feel so bad because I don't think they're doing a matching edition of the sequel. So even if I do love this and want to buy the sequel in hardback, it won't be fully matching because it won't be Illuma Crate. But I do still want to get to it soon. I keep going to say by the end of the year and then realise we've only got 4 months left of the year, and it's not going to happen if I say that for all of them. Next up we have In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland. This is another one that was like, I was really hyped about, and then I've seen mixed reviews, and this is a pattern with me. I need to stop doing this because I need to read it myself and make the decision, because this does sound incredible. And I have seen a couple of people love it, but more people not love it. So I need to stop putting things off. Like that's my thing. I need to stop putting things off. And then the final book. I'm really sorry I've just sped through this, but I needed to, like, you don't want a 3-hour video of me talking about each book. The final book is The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. This edition is gorgeous. I've seen, again, I am a broken record. I've seen mixed reviews for this. And I'm going to be honest. These are 2/3 of the Sapphic trifecta that Illuma Crate did. Everyone was like, Sapphic trifecta, Illuma Crate have done it, because it was these 2 books and then The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. Now, I have read The Unbroken and I was very disappointed by it. It was a 2-star for me and it broke my heart because it was one of my most anticipated books. So you can see why I've sort of been like a bit worried about these 2, because a lot of the people that were saying, oh, the Sapphic trifecta, was excited for all 3, and if I've not liked one and then I've seen mixed reviews about another one, can you see why I want to put these off a bit? I think I want to put it off a little bit until like the main hype has died down, so that the bad reviews aren't as fresh in my mind. But this one does sound amazing. I'm just very intimidated and worried that I'm not going to love it like with The Unbroken. So that's why I haven't read this yet, because I was going to try and get this in very quickly when I got it, and then I decided against it. So that was all the ones. I do have a few others, but they're more the ones that I specifically bought from Fairy. They weren't actually included in the boxes, and then obviously I have a couple of sequels for the ones here as well. But if you've read any of these and you think I should prioritize them, please let me know, because I am starting to think about what books I want to try and fit on TBRs for the rest of the year. Obviously I'm doing readathons, so it will depend on that as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and the chaos of it. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.